Okay, so we love it when you send in these these thought-provoking things.
Yeah.
And we got a really interesting one that we're going to deep dive on today.
Yeah, this is
It's all about time.
a spicy one.
Yeah.
For sure. Some really strong statements.
Yeah, and this is coming from excerpts that you sent from Pasted Text.
Right.
And it's really interesting how it frames things.
It doesn't beat around the bush.
No, no, no.
This is like a very direct,
It's very direct.
connection being drawn here.
It's like wasted time equals lost money.
Yeah, every second you waste is money you lose.
Boom.
Rich people buy time, poor people waste it.
Wow.
Every wasted hour is a missed opportunity.
Okay.
And use your time like it's worth millions.
Like it's worth millions, yeah.
So we're going to unpack these pretty bold statements
Right.
and see what they might mean for how all of you approach your time.
All right, so let's start with that first one. Like, every second you waste is money you lose. That's like, it's almost like you can hear like a cash register like dinging downwards, you know?
Yeah. It's
What-
I feel
In every
right.
second.
It's interesting how it connects something so abstract like a second
Right.
to something as concrete as financial loss.
Right.
It really suggests this constant calculation going on in our heads.
Yeah.
Maybe consciously, maybe not,
Yeah.
about the economic potential of our time.
And then the idea that rich people buy time and poor people waste it, that is,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about that that's a little bit...
It's provocative. It's meant to be.
Provocative.
Yeah.
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 It is provocative, and it's,
It almost implies that that's the key difference,
yeah.
between success and struggle is how you manage your time.
Is how you manage time is if you're able to buy it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, is it about literally outsourcing,
I think it brings up this question of agency and resources.
Yeah.
Does having more money allow you to literally buy other people's time?
Right. To do things that you don't want to do.
You free up your time to do things that maybe will make you more money.
Right.
But then there's this other side of it, which is like, is it just a mindset?
Right.
Regardless of income, how do you choose to spend those hours?
Right. And it's like that, it can feel a little bit
Yeah, like you're being judged.
judge-y,
Mhm.
like if you're not constantly like grinding and hustling, you're doing something wrong.
Right. And it's important to acknowledge that, like,
Yeah.
not everyone has the same amount of control over their time.
Right. Right.
If you think about job security, if you think about, support system.
Family obligations, all of it.
Yeah, how flexible is your work schedule? Like, all
Yeah.
of these factors
Right.
play a huge role in how someone can even use their time.
Yeah. And so is it really fair to say that all time not spent directly earning money is wasted?
Right.
That's the question, right?
That's the question. And I think, where does downtime fit into this?
Right.
Where does leisure time fit into this? Are those just drains on your potential earnings?
Right. Or is that what like recharges you
Right.
to be able to then
That's the other side of it, right?
draft
This source material really leans into the very transactional view.
Yeah.
Like, time is either producing something or you're wasting it.
Right.
But, it does make you examine your own habits a little bit.
Right.
Like, are there areas where you could be a little bit more intentional with your time?
Especially when it comes to like goals and things.
Especially when it comes to goals, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily like a judgment on how everybody should spend their time,
No,
but it's more of like a personal like, hey,
a personal challenge.
align your time use with what your priorities are.
Yeah, like, what are your goals?
Yeah.
And if one of your goals is to, have financial gain,
Yes.
then maybe you should treat your time with that same kind of care
Right.
and strategic, allocation that you would with actual money.
Yeah. And that last statement, use your time like it's worth millions,
Right.
doesn't necessarily mean that you have to earn millions of dollars every hour,
Right.
but it's that mindset of like,
I think it's more about the mindset.
yeah,
Like, you really value your time
yeah,
and you consciously choose how you spend it.
right.
Like, you're making investments
Yeah.
with every hour, every minute.
Wow. So we've really gone through this idea from Pasted Text, this idea that, wasted time equals missed financial opportunity.
Yeah, some really strong statements in there.
Yeah. So thinking about those phrases that we talked about,
Yeah.
every second you waste is money. You lose rich people, buy time, poor people waste it. Every wasted hour is a missed opportunity. And use your time like it's worth millions.
Yeah.
What's one small thing that you, as a listener,
Yeah.
might think about doing differently?
What's one little shift you could make?
Yeah, what's one little shift you could make
Yeah.
in how you approach your time starting today?
Yeah. And maybe if you start to look at even the small bits of time as having that potential for huge value,
Yeah.
like those metaphorical millions,
Yeah.
you might start to see some returns in whatever areas are most important to you.
It might not be financial,
It might not be financial,
but it could be.
but it could be.
Right.
But it could be, fulfillment. It could be relationships.
Yeah.
It could be
It could be anything.
any area of your life
Yeah.
where you want to see some growth.
Wow.
So,
I like it.
food for thought,
Food for thought.
as always.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks for joining us.